Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Harshil Ambava. I'm the Manager of Communications for Energy for a Secure Future. To this conference, we are doing from Dubai, from COP28, and we'll talk about the message that Energy for a Secure Future Chair Shannon Joseph, along with her council members Billy Morin and Karen Ogen, has brought here. So, couple of housekeeping items. All of the three speakers, they will do their remarks first, and that should last about 8 to 10 minutes. After that, we will open the floor for questions. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Before asking your question, if you can raise your hand, that will be great, and I will unmute you, and then we can get into Q&A. Those are the main items. With that, I will pass this on to Shannon Joseph, who will start with her remarks, and then Karen Ogen, and then Billy Morin. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Thank you very much. Energy for a Secure Future is a nonpartisan civil society initiative started at the beginning of this year that brings together Canadian business leaders, Indigenous peoples, labor groups, mayors, and various organizations in a new conversation about energy and building a secure future for Canada and our allies around the world. And we've come to COP because we believe that it is critical for the international community to ensure the right lenses are part of our shared approach to addressing global GHG emissions. It is equally important that emissions reduction solutions incorporate energy affordability, reliability, competitiveness and job creation, and geopolitical coherence. Countries continue to struggle with all of these things, and even as they are challenged to reduce their GHG emissions. The International Energy Agency has highlighted that 2023 is going to be another record-setting year for the consumption of higher emitting fuels like coal for lack of reliable alternatives. So leaving out these considerations and policy development has already resulted in both energy insecurity and higher emissions. So we can do better. Canada's liquefied natural gas has an important role to play in displacing higher emitting fuels around the world. Our domestic focus on innovation has meant that we have decoupled emissions growth from production growth, and this trend continues. Moreover, Canada's LNG story has an important reconciliation dimension that can provide confidence to the international community that we are ready and able to deliver. LNG Canada, Cedar LNG, Woodfibre LNG, and planned projects in Canada's East Coast, such as Newfoundland LNG, all have important Indigenous partnership elements. And Energy for a Secure Future is actually going to be hosting a panel tomorrow in the Blue Zone at COP to highlight these important Indigenous industry partnerships and what they mean for a secure and low emission future. Today, I am joined by two Indigenous leaders who are part of our advisory council and our affiliated organizations. And they've come to COP to bring that global emissions message and reconciliation story to the world. If Canada fulfills its potential and delivers on its LNG value proposition, we can displace and even prevent more emissions than our country produces in a year. This is a big solution, and it should be a priority at COP28. Thank you.
I'm the CEO. I'm also the former chief of my conduct our business on their lands. First of the First Nations LNG Alliance.
Sorry, I just want to check, Karen. Can people hear you? Because we can't hear you, and I just want to make sure your message isn't being completely lost or you'll be unheard for the Q&A. Harshavan?
Yes, I couldn't hear Karen either. Karen, if you can perhaps change the mic
Karen,
and
can you just stop using your headset and
yes,
switch to your in-room audio?
Okay,
yep,
can you hear me
yes,
Yes.
please. That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon. And if you could start again, Karen, that'd be great. Apologies, everybody, for the technical issues. The internet here is not the best.
Okay. Can you try talking again? Sorry. Maybe you'll have Billy go first. I gotta get take these Bluetooth things off. Go ahead, Billy.
Thank you, Karen. Hopefully we get the audio and visual worked out here very, very soon. Tante Nawako Magantik, Chief Billy Morin, former Chief of the Enoch Cree Nation and Managing Director at Excelis Capital here. I've come to COP28 because I see the importance of working with other countries to address the big picture of how to deliver the energy, food, and goods that the world's people rely on. We are using the natural resources from our territories to develop blue hydrogen and low emissions petrochemicals that the world needs as well. When I was chief of the Enoch Cree Nation, my home nation, I entered into multiple industry partnerships alongside neighboring First Nations to sequester carbon in Alberta's industrial heartland. We were brought to the table as partners right from the beginning, and with the idea that we can grow exports of clean hydrogen as well as other energy products the world needs. Our nations have solutions and build partnerships to be a part of providing these things to the world. In my current role, I help facilitate investment deals that involve Indigenous ownership in major energy projects. When the international communities learn about the low emissions LNG developed in Canada, I want them to also know that these projects are moving forward with Indigenous nations as partners and as owners, as responsible owners. We are looking to advance big energy projects from production, pipelines, terminals, to hydrogen and carbon capture. Carbon capture being one of the things most highlighted by our Canadian leaders, whether they be provincial or federal, during the COP28 that I have witnessed. Indigenous nations want to get involved in more of them. They provide own source revenues, jobs, business contracts for our people, and help advance our self-determination. We want to work with industry, the Government of Canada, provincial governments to deliver these solutions globally. The global picture is the one that matters most. First Nations are ready, and we become sophisticated in our partnerships, and we want to reimagine what nation-to-nation partnership means in delivering energy security and emissions reductions solutions to other countries. Indigenous communities want global customers and want responsible energy projects to move ahead. And we've seen at different events here at COP28 that we are needed. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Karen.
Thank you. So my name is Karen Ogen. I'm the CEO for the First Nations LNG Alliance. I'm also the former chief of my nation, the Wet'suwet'en First Nation. I also wanted to acknowledge the people of this land here in Dubai for allowing us to conduct our business on their lands. I'm here to represent the members of the First Nations LNG Alliance. The First Nations LNG Alliance is a collective of First Nations participating in and supportive of sustainable and responsible LNG development. Our board is made up of 10 elected council members from their respective communities. We have worked hard for the last decade to become partners and owners in natural gas projects. First Nations have gotten involved in LNG projects because we believe it will bring lasting benefit for our people in getting our communities out of intergenerational poverty. We are already seeing benefits from employment, training, contracting, procurement, and benefit agreements. This groundbreaking progress has been advanced through our community's hard work and leadership. We also believe that LNG offers a real, lasting solution to countries who need energy security and want to reduce their emissions. We see LNG as a climate change solution that Indigenous peoples in Canada can be part of providing to the world's largest emitters to make a big and lasting difference. I was recently in China on a trade mission and saw firsthand the need for cleaner, lower emission LNG from Canada. Leaders there told me directly they still want and need Canada's LNG for energy security and for their environment. The members of the First Nations LNG Alliance recognize that many opportunities have been lost through energy and climate policies that are missing the big picture. This is why I have come to COP28 and why I'm speaking to you today. Our nations are determined to develop our resources in a socially and environmentally responsible way, and we want to with Canada and the international community, to provide solutions to the world. Thank you.
Thank you all for your remarks. If anybody has a question, feel free to raise your hand, and I can unmute you, and you'll have the opportunity to unmute yourself. Right. It seems like the message was delivered perfectly and nobody had any questions. So on that note, I'll give one more opportunity to everybody who's on the call to ask any questions they may have. If not, then we can end, but I'll wait a few seconds before I end the call. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining, whoever joined, and really appreciate your time. And if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to me at media@energysecurefuture.ca, and you should have my email in your inbox as well. And I'll follow up with you all. Thank you for joining. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Shannon, and thank you, Billy.
Thank you.